Oh, good morning. Good morning. I believe there's chainsaws in the background. I can't help that anymore. It's either don't do videos or you get videos with a chainsaw or leaf blower or weed eater or something in the background. The canopy's finished. I'm just waiting for the shade cloth to arrive. Meanwhile, I've got plants bunched up trying to keep them out of the bright sun. So it's kind of hard to see everybody, especially in the shady house because I've got them all trapped in there so tight. Excuse me. I took the extra pieces of pipe I had cut-offs and I trimmed them all to length and flattened the ends, rounded them off, smoothed them, and drilled holes and installed them, made the braces for it. Adds a lot of strength, a lot of rigidness to everything, supports the legs, keeps everything the way it's tight, keeps everything from collapsing and bending. They were charging a lot for the braces actually. Everything else was very cheap, but this way they match, everything matches. I didn't have to throw anything out, kind of recycled it, and they were free. And they worked just fine. Then I attached some welded wire panels to the top and one over there between the two posts. It added a lot more rigidness to it. It's all tied down and should keep shade cloth from sagging. At the same time, it gives me unlimited number of places to hang stuff, so that should work out well also. But everything's really strong. It's a very strong structure. Like I said before, I got this idea originally from Pop's Orchids. He has something similar on his deck over his orchids, and I've incorporated that idea myself. I really like it. All right. Everybody's doing well, just not a lot of change. Just all the growths are getting bigger and bigger and longer. Lots of roots. Colors are just beautiful. Look at the leaf shines on some of these. They're really changing. There's some buds coming. So some of the hard work's been paying off. Mott spot and flower. Just really big growth. Once I get the shade cloth up, then I can kind of take my plants and scatter them out a little bit, shake them out. Look, all the new leaves on the staghorn. It's just getting covered in new leaves. That's a new leaf, new leaf, new leaf, new leaves. They grow very, very fast. But I can get plants hung up, get some shelving out here, and kind of get everybody shook out a little bit so some can get more light, others less. They're not all bunched up, and I can see them a lot better too. A lot better airflow around them. The growth I'm seeing is just tremendous. I've changed up a couple of things, and even on the old roots that are popping out new tips like that, I love to see that. I've never been very good with Vandas. I've never been able to get really, really good root growth on the Vandas. And I think once you can get good root growth on them, the rest just comes naturally, right? I have to say we're doing something right. Anyway, I'm getting that response by changing things around. I'm getting that response with everything. Remember this. I'll try to make this video short. If I don't, I'll just keep rambling on. But remember this fowl. Both those fowls are doing well. Excuse me. I may still lose that leaf. I may even lose that leaf, but it just finished up this one. Looks pretty good. Needs some magnesium, I think. And it's got the proper size. It's not skinny. It's not narrow. It looks correct. But what's even better is, remember, this is that one that we had a pH issue. I had chunks of red oak in there, and as the red oak broke down, it dropped acidity. They can't, once Once it got too acidic, it can't absorb calcium, so the root tips die off, right? Like a store-bought Fallon moss, that exact same situation. Once you remove it, once you remove the issue, and the calcium is allowed to be absorbed again, look what happens. Look at the root tips. And it's not just new root tips. It's old roots regenerating, putting out, tips like that. Then you know you've triggered something. You've really triggered something. The basket's just full of them. I mean, it's just full of roots. Just beautiful, beautiful roots. And it's got more roots coming out. So this plant's hydrating really, really well now. It's growing. It's pulling its own nutrients in. It's just going to have to get over the deficiency issues from before, and may have to do some replacement, some leaf replacement on itself. But it looks like it's well on its way and doing much, much better. The other one's doing the same thing. It has lots of root growth down in there. I need to dig it out and put it back in a basket too. I don't want to leave it in that plastic basket. I don't want to get it back up into its wood basket again. But once it gets a few more roots, but it's real close to the other one, and it's blooming really, really well. Dendrobium's just starting, some of them are fading. That's one of the new growths right there. It's coming along, looks really, really good. There's another one coming out. There's one down here, that's a new growth. Lots of roots. This is the second round of growth it's had. It's already grown a couple of new bulbs, or whatever you want to call them. This canes, I guess, on Dendrobium, but it's already grown a couple, and then it paused for a week or two, and now then it started a couple more. Now it's just finishing up those, and we're still early in the growing season, so I'm kind of curious as to what's going to happen. If it's just going to keep doing that, that'd be wonderful. Two new growths, crazy roots. That little white fowl that was in that sponge, it's still blooming. Some of it's starting to fade, but it's still blooming. It's still opening up. It's still, it looks just fine, but it's already got roots out. It's already put roots out and attached themselves. They're starting to grab hold of the pot already. It's in pea gravel, so they jump right down into it so fast. And it didn't disrupt, it didn't disturb the flowering or hurt the plant in any way. Just took it out, slid it down into the, into the pea gravel, and that was it. New leaves, new leaves, new leaves. Some with spikes. Some with frog damage already. But just a quick peek. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you for all the kind comments. Thank you for all the kind words. And as always, thank you for watching.